Good evening. You know, first and foremost, a game to, bring awareness in the fight against breast cancer. And ironic, this game, Coach McDermott's wife, Teresa, is a 20-year survivor, breast cancer survivor. So, coaches are banding together to keep fighting this horrible disease. But, good win for our group against a team that we have the utmost respect for. Against Connecticut, against Creighton, against Marquette a little bit. When a team makes us change what we do defensively, it goes to show you how good of an offense, how great of an offense they have. But our guys kept battling through adversity, through shot making, through some struggles offensively in the first half. Got settled in, figured it out in the second half, and found a way to get the victory. In overtime, I thought our guys were great. Finally, held them under 40% for a period, and really, really proud of our guys for the win.
Questions first for the student athletes?
Yeah, Josh, after what happened in Omaha, I think your ankle's a little, bothering you a little bit. Out there, you didn't really play all that well. Tonight, outstanding. I really didn't see a double very much. Your confidence just continue to get rolling as that game progressed?
Yeah, first off, all glory to God, but Coach told me don't get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. And so after that first couple of one-foot plays, I try to play off two and do the same thing over and over again. And Devin, Carter, everybody, they all really did a good job of finding me, and my teammates did a really good job in this.
Devin, can you talk a little bit about the mindset of this team going into the game?
Yeah, just like Josh said, I'll go to God first. Our mindset going into this game, I think, was just, we took 2 losses, and, we have to bounce back. So we have to do anything we could in order to get the victory. So, overtime games, double overtime, triple overtime, we're going to stick together. I think our team did a super good job today of staying together for the most part, and, it's just going up from here, I think.
Was defense the key?
That's the key every game. You can't win games with no defense, so, yes, for sure.
Devin, how much did they try and make you a playmaker there in the first half, and it was up to you and the other guys to recognize, get the ball to Josh?
Yeah, we see that nobody was double teaming Jo, so I think that he one-on-one can't nobody guard him in the country, in my opinion. So we like to play through him a lot, and I don't mind being a playmaker. Give my teammates open shots because they do the same thing for me. So I love feeding the ball, dishing to my teammates, and I know they're going to make the shots. So.
Devin, you said you got to kind of do whatever it takes, including shoot from, I don't know if it was 30 or 32 or 36. Can you just walk us through that last 3 there in the regulation?
I don't know. I just shot it. I thought I was closer than it probably looked, but those are shots that I work on. I shoot a lot of shots before practice, after practice, and I shoot deep shots. Even after practice today, I was working on deep shots today.
That exact shot, last thing you shoot around today.
Yep. So, I think everything you do in practice, shoot around, and individual workouts translates into games. So it's just confidence.
Josh, obviously you had your way in the paint, but how big was that wide open 3 early on and setting the tone for the type of night you'd end up having?
Man, it felt good. I've been working on my threes, been shooting them with coaches in practice, and finally to see one go in was nice. But I think we did a really good job of staying together tonight. It went into overtime, and when I looked around, everyone, 1 through 15, we were all really excited. Everyone knew we were going to win the game, and there's no one I'd rather go into overtimes with than this team.
Yeah, what were these last 3 days like after that ugly Villanova game?
You asked me that? Could you repeat the question one more time?
What was the last 3 days like after just that ugly Villanova loss?
We don't overreact to losses. Just watch film, see what we could have did better. Obviously, it wasn't our best performance. I think we fixed a lot of areas that we weren't good in coming into this game, so I think we did a great job today.
Devin, last year you had a great game with your dad here. He's here again today. Is he the good luck charm? I know you've had a good year, but what's it like to once again go off in front of him?
Yeah, I don't like to get yelled at. So, but no, I'm just playing. He makes time out of his way to come to these games. His schedule's super busy. He traveling all over. So, I mean, every time he comes, I just want to give him a show, show him what I've been working on and stuff. So it's great to have him here every time.
You have the ability to not only hit, the jump shot in the post, you're very productive in the post, backing guys down and whatnot, kind of showing the full array tonight.
Yeah. I like to consider myself, a bigger guard whenever I'm backing down. So, I mean, if they're not going to double team or like come in and help, then I find it kind of easy, to just go at the rim. But I love making plays for my teammates. So anytime it comes in the paint to me and I see somebody doubling anything, the first instinct is to kick it out to my open teammate. So.
For both you guys, how big was the supporting cast? You're up here, obviously, and the accolades, but, we show some big shots. Corey, big shot by ticket there in overtime.
Yeah, Rich Barron came in, started his first game today, and was really proud with the mindset he came in. He had 3 fouls early, but I thought they were really aggressive, and really proud of him for the mindset he had. Corey Floyd, +9 out there, Jaden Pierre, +10. I think they came in with the right attitude, and they were able to make timely plays. You've seen Ticket's 3 in the corner. Really proud of what our supporting cast did, and we can't do anything without 1 through 15 on this team.
You talk about keeping them off the backboard. They only had a handful of offensive rebounds that entire game. Is that a mindset, keeping them off the second chances?
Yeah, for sure. That's something we've been working on all year. That's something that Bryce did really well, and making sure that we can fill that gap. And I was proud of the way that we battled on the defensive end, and then I was proud of the way that we were able to go and get offensive rebounds.
Josh, did your matchup with Kalkbrenner motivate you coming into this game?
No, I treat every game the same. Watched the film from last game, watched some extra film, and I was excited to come play today.
Devin, you left the game early in the second half, went right back in. It looked like you were grabbing for your hip. What was going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I took a fail at the UConn game that kind of bothered me. So, I'm just trying to work on getting back, to 100%. But when I fell, I kind of landed on it. So, yeah, just working to get back to 100% at this point.
Was there ever any concern that you weren't going to be able to go back in, or were you just like, no, I'm going to shake this off?
Mindset.
Devin, as good as you played on offense, Shireman got off to a pretty hot start in the second half. When you went on them and you were able to stay on them, they were trying to switch, get you off them, but you really slowed them down, which I thought, kind of slowed Creighton down a little bit offensively, especially through the midway of the second half. Your defense has really been outstanding, and I think that was a big part of the win as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know I can pressure the ball because my teammates have my back. We have our help line and everything, so my teammates do a great job of having my back. I think Ashworth, Trey, and Baylor, they had timely shots. They had a lot of timely shots, big shots. I think Creighton has a great offense, great coach, great team, but we stuck to our defensive game plan and eventually got the win.
Josh, you were in a lot of ball screen action very early. It seemed intentional, like part of the game plan, or was that something that you guys were just reading in hand?
Offensively? Yeah, I mean, we like to play out of open ones and open ball screens, and giving Devin a chance to get downhill. He's a very special player, and trying to find opportunities where we can do that. And I think we executed well. There's some areas that we need to improve in, but I think we did well overall as a team in our ball screens.
Josh, this
Thank you, guys. We're going to take questions for Coach now.
Coach, can you just speak to Josh's consistency, especially from a post position?
Yeah, he's been great. We said it, internally. We may have said it publicly, but the loss of Bryce really was magnified because Josh twisted his ankle the same game. We feel like if he wasn't hurt, we'd probably beat Creighton and St. John's. But kudos to him for fighting through it. He didn't play well those 2 games, but it was a great opportunity for our guys, to find a way to play without him and him to get healthy. And he's a really good player. He's a really good player. He's a better teammate, better person. And we think that's why he has success.
And obviously, early in the game, Corey struggled from three, kept shooting it up. You see that one fall. For you as a coach, I know you say take the open shot, but for his confidence.
Yeah, it's great. We talked the last few days about just not flinching. Controlling what you can control, work on your game every day, and then in the game, you take what the game allows. We're never going to tell our guys that we see working on their game every day to not shoot open shots. They will keep shooting them, and they'll go in, because they deserve to make them.
That said, Kim, over the past couple of days after the Villanova game, you said you were going to change kind of the freedom of the offense. How did you see that today, and what did you tell the guys this week during practice?
Yeah, it's tough, because we're a great defensive team. So we're getting stops. I don't want to call plays after we get stops. We want to play in transition. But we did slow it down some. Spent a lot of time watching film and just finding the why. It's honestly, it's quite crazy. Us and Creighton are very similar defensively. We're good defensively because of shot quality. We force team to take bad shots. And it's asinine for us to take said shots, which we were. Our ball security got better today. Our shot quality got better today. And it's hard to have great shot quality against Creighton. They have a 7-foot, building in the middle of the paint. But our guys did. They were patient. They played off 2 feet. They tried to get, to the rim and open threes.
Kim, that building can't set up if you guys are in transition. The other night, Villanova outscored you considerably off turnovers. Tonight, you guys are able to flip that stat. How important was that, especially in the second half?
Yeah, well, especially when you get stops. If you get stops, you can really run. Transition offense is always a priority, but we have to get stops. They're a great offensive team, Connecticut is a great offensive team. Marquette, elite offensive team. This league is a beast. This is a beast of a league. You have a tough road loss where you just get your butt kicked. And the beauty of it, it's a beast, but it's also a beauty in that you have a tough loss like we had on Sunday night in Philadelphia, and you have a whale of an opponent waiting for you on Wednesday. We look at that as a positive, and proud with the result.
You say that Josh said, just keep going back and going back and going back. Again, I could see his confidence getting better because he knew he was going to be one-on-one with Kalkbrenner. Were you waiting for them to maybe adjust?
No, they don't double. They're very similar to us. We double-teamed against Villanova. That was the first time we've double-teamed post all year. We just know Villanova's that good and that patient in post-ups. It's the first time I've double-teamed in my 3 years as a head coach against Nova. They're like us. They're going to take your tough 2s over their 3s. But we'll take Josh Oduro's 2s as well.
Kim, was that what you kind of looked for at the end of regulation, the kind of lob to Castro?
Yeah, it was an option. We had Devin as an option and then Slim at the rim as an option. It was a good no call. I think the officials in this league are tremendous, professional, great communicators, know the game, they're fair. I really trust them.
What was that like watching the early stages of the second half? Both sides trading baskets, Charlie was hitting.
Yeah, it wasn't the type of game you want to be in against Creighton. You don't want to be in a game where I looked at the stat sheet. I think both teams were shooting in the 70s. That's not the game you want to be in against Creighton. You want to look the type of game you want it to be is what it was in overtime. You want their shooting percentage to be 37, yours to be 46. You don't want to go shot for shot with Creighton because they're potent, and a lot of that just comes from the continuity they have. They've been together for so long. They know each other. They're a great offensive team.
Coach, I know earlier in the year, if I recall right, Josh called you about coming back to coach, and you shut it down immediately. The role he's on, I'm just wondering, those talks come up again, or?
Coming back to coach, like when he's done playing? No, that's ridiculous. Josh could end up playing in the NBA. He's really helped himself a ton this season. He's going to be a father, and hopefully a week to the day. Is the day the 7th or the 8th? Hopefully a week to the day, on the 14th. Hopefully he's a father, and he's going to play. He's going to have a long career. He can come back and coach my bigs in about 14 years.
Hey, Coach. There was a moment about 11 minutes left in the game, really explosive play by Devin Carter. How do you get the team to just build on that momentum? Obviously, we know basketball is a game of runs, but just to get those type of highlight plays, again, you had another one 2 weeks ago that made the top 10.
Yeah, we don't really overreact, to those things. Obviously, they're great. It gets the crowd involved, which is awesome. It gives us that adrenaline rush. We have a next play mentality. We like it after bad plays and positive ones. So really, we just want to stack those plays. I don't remember the exact play you're talking about, but we'd love another one.
Coach, a lot of chances in the paint early on, just missed, but then you end up with 46 points in the paint and a much better shooting percentage in the second half. What do you attribute that to?
I thought the process of the shots we were taking. It's not wise to shoot off 1 foot if you don't have an angle to score, especially against Ryan Kalkbrenner. I thought our guys were very patient in the second half, looking for angles, and if you don't have an angle, spread out, move on to the next play. I thought our team took a growth from a maturity standpoint offensively. They executed stuff out of timeouts. They executed stuff when we needed to run a play. But I was most excited about the discipline. Brad Stevens was at a game earlier this season, and we're really frustrated about turnovers. And he made a point which I've always thought in my mind, and it's been a struggle, turnovers for all 3 of the teams I've coached. But it's because I'm trying to get our guys to play the way they're going to play at the next level offensively. They're going to play for the rest of their lives. And he said that it's frustrating, but it's going to help them. He believes it helps us, and hopefully we're starting to see that. We'll continue to see that with our ball security and our shot quality.
Coach, I'm sorry to ask this again, but I just think it's kind of crazy how Josh is expecting a kid in a week and he puts up 32 and 12 on a defensive player. Like, what does that say about him?
Man, he's the best. He's a great human. As good as he is, we don't even talk about him like about his basketball. He's just such a great person, student, father, husband, friend, son, and a really good basketball player. And I can't wait to meet his son in a week. I'm still politicking to try to get him to be named Kim. But
Do we have a name yet?
yes, we do. I don't know if it's public yet, so I won't spill the beans. I'll wait.
Is it Kim?
It is not Kim.
Can you speak to what Devin is fighting for your team right now?
Devin's a warrior. And, it was tough after Villanova. We had some tough conversations as a program individually. And Devin took it all. He took it on and explained on why he has to, as our leader, as one of our best players, to whom much is given, much is expected. And he just keeps answering the bell. Now it's time to be mature, take care of your body, and get ready to play a Butler team that, I watched their Creighton game again this morning, and they look like the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are playing at such a high level right now. And so it's time for our guys to lock in to them, knowing they're going to be, trying to get revenge.
Did Devin's ailments limit him at all in your practices?
He practiced the last few days. It's later in the season. Practices are shorter, less live action. It's really, really hard to do, not hook it up after a game like we did against Nova. But he did. He hooked it up. He had great energy, great competitiveness. Practice is tough. Richard Barron and Garway do all their playing through shoulder injuries, right? Devin, Jot, but we have to continue to sharpen. We had a great practice yesterday, one of our best of the season.
When your locker room knows Devin's playing through something, when he is willing to practice in full, how much pressure does that put on the rest of your guys to put it out there as well?
Yeah, they're a great group. They're a great group. They're great kids. They all want to please us, please each other, be there for each other. But again, on any team, when the standard is set from the top, everything else falls in line. Thank you, guys.